Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and the DC Swamp thought they got rid of Jim Jordan in the speaker race just yesterday. Well, he made a big announcement, and it's not just what you think. Yes, he's staying in the race, but that's not all. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. Jim Jordan met with members of the press on Friday, and he detailed his plans to become Speaker of the House, and he's not giving in, he's not caving in, and he sent a message across the bow to Republicans who think they're going to wear him out, and that is that it's not going to happen. Jim Jordan is a champion wrestler. Jim Jordan's a fighter. Jim Jordan's not going to cave to the Washington establishment. It's never going to happen, and they have to start getting right with it because he's going to fight this out. And how long do they want to keep the House closed? That becomes the question now. But what Jim Jordan said during this press conference should give them all pause and should really make them think about ending this thing soon and just making him Speaker. Let's take a look.
I just know that we need to get a speaker as soon as possible so we can get to work for the American people.
Thank you, Congressman. So just to be clear, do you plan to grind this out this weekend if you don't get the votes today? And then secondly, President Biden, as we heard last night, is sending a $100 billion foreign aid package here to Congress. Is that something that
you're making the case for why we need to get the House open so we can evaluate the package. We can't do that, can't vote on that, can't pass anything in that. Until we get the House open. So I got to see the package, but we certainly need to help Israel. But I got to see the package. But again, we can't do that if the House isn't open. All the more reason why we need to get the House open as soon as possible.
Mr. Jordan, what do you say to the people of Israel, Prime Minister Netanyahu, that you're not able to provide aid to Israel because the House is so locked up?
Again, I think you're making my case. I got 200 votes, the Speaker designee from my colleagues. The sooner we can get this accomplished, the better for the American people who expect us to work for them and for our friends and allies like the great state of Israel.
In your conversation with members yesterday, were you able to get any of the ones who didn't support you previously to pledge to you that they would switch their votes for you?
We had a good conversation, and we'll continue to do that. But as I point out, the fastest way to get to work for the American people is to elect a speaker so the House can be open and we can get things done. I'll take a couple more.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. Congressman Ken Buck has said that one of his doubts are the 2020 election and your view on that. So I'm going to ask you two related questions. One, what was your intent when you emailed a memo to the Chief of Staff, Mark Meadows, suggesting that Vice President Pence
Just that.
that you should forego any unconstitutional votes? And do you believe the 2020 election is stolen?
I think there were all kinds of problems with the 2020 election. I've been clear about that. My intention in forwarding the email was an argument made by former Inspector General for Donald Rumsfeld, accomplished lawyer who laid out an argument from the Federalist Papers. I forwarded it on to them. That was all it was.
Can you walk through what is your plan this weekend? If you pick up any votes on the third ballot or if you lose votes on the third ballot?
Our plan this weekend is to get a speaker elected to the House of Representatives as soon as possible so we can help the American people. Last one.
What is your message for the people of Israel about
We stand with you.
everyone's time?
So Jordan's going to go all the way through the weekend, could even go beyond, and that's the announcement. He's going to keep going, and you're going to stay in Washington, and you're going to keep fighting this out, and you're not going to go home to your families and your constituents and do the things you have to do. Those are the things you have to deal with now. And I think that Jim Jordan laid it out perfectly. Look, it's time to get the House open. We have to help Israel. You know, the government's going to shut down. What are we going to do? You have to elect a speaker. Washington tends to operate on deadlines. They don't usually get anything done till there's a deadline. Well, there's deadlines right now. Israel needs our help right now. This nation doesn't want to go to a default right now. So something has to be done. Jim Jordan looks like the only viable candidate. He's the only one getting that amount of votes, over 200 votes. It's time. Washington, get on board. Your constituents are calling your offices. They're speaking in a loud voice. We want Jordan. Give the people what they elected you to do. They elected you to represent them. Well, they're asking you for who they want for speaker. Give them what they want. I want to know what you guys think about this. Please let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe because it really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.